right, so here we are.
Hi.
Woo.
We're here with the lovely Denyce Graves,
Yes,
and we
we
had
are.
some questions.
Oh boy. Okay.
And we're all mezzos, by the way.
We're all mezzos.
Oh, is that right?
We are all
We're
mezzos.
having a
No
mezzo party.
sopranos allowed. Get out of here. Right.
Only low notes. Only low notes.
Only chest voice, y'all.
That's right.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is so different about doing this musical compared to opera?
Everything.
Like this,
Everything. Well, first of all, the schedule.
Right.
I mean, that's
it's
really
crazy, isn't it?
that's quite something. I found actually the rehearsal process more difficult than this, because for my character, her role is so fragmented. She's in and out, and so the director would call us all to and I spent days just sitting there picking my nose. That I found that was to me that was maddening.
Yeah.
And one day was a really important day for my family. My husband had this really important thing that he begged me to come home for. Like he begged me, and I kept saying, I cannot.
Yeah.
And that day, I sat in my dressing room for 7 hours. And the last 15 minutes of the thing, they called me, and I was ready to that. So that I found that was so. And also, what I didn't like was the rehearsals, the performances, and then the rehearsals afterwards. That I found I was like, oh,
yeah,
come
it's
on,
tricky.
So, but I think that the way that they put it together is very different.
Yeah.
I think that in opera, you have much more independence in that people are responsible for their part.
Yeah. And their character.
And all of that stuff. Yeah. And you work on all of those things, supposedly with a coach and with your teacher and all those things before, and you arrive kind of with it together.
And
you grow a lot, but...
And like this, you've done 1 million Carmens everywhere. So you had, over the years, time to build that character into somebody that was you, and you could do her. And I've noticed during this run, you've made Nettie your own too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because you are having so much fun, which just we're tickled pink.
We're laughing genuinely, especially in clamming with the whole.
So
is that right?
Awesome.
We are
It's
dying.
so funny.
Everyone.
We're having such a good time watching you build your character over the run. It's awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I had reservations about this because I thought, I'm not that old, man. I think that I have had in my, I guess I have somewhere in my psyche that she's an older kind of mama figure, which I can do, and but I didn't want to really put that out there. You know what I mean? Also, one thing that was when I saw that, do you remember the sketches?
Yeah.
Well, so the original sketch for her had her in a do-rag thing, that really.
You were like,
I was like, no, I can't.
Mama,
do that.
no do.
Exactly. I was like, I can't do, because it would have been fine had it been somebody else, but I think that for an African American woman, it reads differently. It comes across as something else, and I was like, I am not. First of all, doing Nettie Fowler is one thing, which, I sort of walked into with a certain amount of trepidation, but with the whole do-rag thing, no,
Yeah.
I can't.
And now
do
you're
that.
hot and you're
You
this
are.
saucy Nettie Flower.
Well, I think
Nettie Flower. I like
Nettie
it.
Flower.
I think she is. The things that she says. Shows this incredible. Come on in. This incredible.
I was coming to see if I could
Oh,
do this.
we're having fun.
Join us.
Yay! I was like,
so
it sounds
excited.
perfect.
It's great.
When did I interrupt? Hi,
Jenn Gambatese, she's the awesomest.
She's the best.
She's the best.
And you're a mezzo at heart. A little bit ago we said only no sopranos here.
But
only mezzos.
we will give
but we will
you-
make an exception
And
for
the
you
mezzo
because
is
you
hard.
are a mezzo at heart.
Here's
You
your
really
mezzo
are.
card.
Yes,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Membership card.
You know, that is because that's kind of like the Broadway belt or
Of course.
like the different categories,
Of
you know.
course.
So I kind of think in a way
You
I
totally
am.
are.
You totally
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. What does that mean, though? Are there that sort of those
Distinctions,
classifications?
yeah, a little bit. It's just a sort of more grounded sound. So
Yeah.
you still have the notes, but
It's like
kind
chest up.
yeah, a little more rooted. So
Yeah.
yay, I came in
Yay.
right.
Yay.
You're in.
Thanks.
We welcome you.
Thanks. I'm so
Well,
sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
it's
we're-
perfect. We were
perfect.
talking about the differences between musical theater, and opera.
Yeah. And I think, are you finding that there's less than you thought or more than you thought?
Oh, and wait a minute, in which way?
I don't know, in performance or in approaching the material or...
Well, I find that it's a little bit of everything depending on what you mean. There's certainly more rehearsals.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy for us. So that for me was like, and I'd heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
I had people said to me, "Be careful because you're gonna be called to like rehearsals all day." And I don't mind rehearsing. You know, if I'm busy.
Yeah.
What makes me crazy is if I'm sitting there. That
it's more
was
tiring
really,
for some reason.
That's much.
I don't know why.
tiring.
Sitting and doing nothing is more tiring than doing something. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And because her part Nettie is so fragmented and she doesn't really isn't in relationship with anybody really.
Not any
She's sort of
with
not any one
everybody,
particular
but
person, but sort of the whole.
Right.
You know.
You're like the glue, though.
Yeah,
You're the glue
the whole
that keeps
thing
the
together.
community together. So.
Yeah.
But that means a lot of sitting around and rehearsing.
Yeah, and a lot of lonesomeness too.
Yeah.
You know, like I wanted to be with people, and I wanted to interact with people, and like you know, when everybody's at the clam bake, I'm like, I want to be with somebody at the clam bake. You know, when you guys come back from the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. To me, that was adding to the whole sexlessness of her that I was resisting because I said, you know, the whole Nettie Fowler idea. I was thinking. I'm too young to play. Like I don't want to be like seen as a like this.
Well, you're
You know,
not.
mama.
You're
Like,
not
you know.
playing her that way
at
at
all.
all. No,
No.
it's like Mother Earth and sensuality and like the ringleader of that. And like it makes me.
This was all set up. They're here to
It makes me wonder, like, what is the secret backstory? Like, which which is it? What's the captain's name?
Right.
Ahoy up there, and then
you
got a thing with him. He comes
Okay, I hadn't thought about that. All right, I'm going to work with that. I hadn't thought about that at all.
Like
yeah.
that.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
But so in that way, to answer your question, that part was like long. I enjoy for me the greatest gift about this entire thing has been being with my voice every day, like every performance.
Yeah.
Because normally, you know,
You
we've
have
got
several
to show,
days
and you've
off
got
in
days in
between,
between,
and-
and even when you have the days off in between, you have to organize that in such a way, and you have to be very, very careful because opera. You know, the collisions to the vocal folds are just so much more strenuous.
Heavier.
It's heavy singing. It's a
and
very
there's
different
no
sort of thing.
microphone to
Right.
help
You gotta.
No, you sing with
it's
your body.
whole
You sing with your body.
Yeah. And I think mostly we do too, but on that,
definitely.
Seventh show of the week, you can
depend on the mic
say
a
to
little
them,
bit
say,
more.
oh, I'm a little swollen or I'm a little this, and they can help you.
You can mark a little bit.
But
maybe.
but
Well,
I
that's very
prefer-
interesting too because I think that if it were opera, if we said that it was swollen, or if there were, that'd be it. You wouldn't
Right.
be. You wouldn't.
Right.
You wouldn't be out
No,
there.
no. Because
Yeah.
it's just too. It's a heavier.
Yeah, you said they're really.
Yeah, they're whacking.
Yeah,
together.
it's whacking together like crazy.
Yeah.
There's much more compression, and so I think we put the chords through a lot of
Yeah.
rigor.
Yeah.
And in a way, so it's sort of like equal. Like you're putting it through less per week, but heavier, and then we're doing like so many.
And that is
So
quite
it's-
something.
Right. And it-
That's
and it-
even harder,
and it-
I
to
think.
Oh
me,
yeah,
that's
showing
harder.
up, even
Every
just showing
day,
up
I know.
at the theater and getting your energy. And some day you're different from day to day, from performance to
Totally.
performance.
Which
Like,
is
you
kind
might-
of cool and interesting, but sometimes like
It's a little scary.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're pregnant, and I've been
I am.
thinking about you
Yes.
so
Woo!
much.
We're so happy for you.
Yes,
You hide it very
Mom,
well.
that's
even
so
sweet.
I
So
know.
funny.
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Oh my
the
gosh.
19 weeks. So
You're at
That's
19
beautiful.
weeks?
Awesome.
Wow.
yeah.
Yay.
But I know you said that you worked.
I
into your
loved
pregnancy.
being pregnant,
Yeah.
and I worked to the very last minute.
I
but
wouldn't
you
go
said,
that far.
yeah.
But I don't hate it. But I think definitely like with the 8 times a week and to get the energy up, I'm just so
Of
tired.
course.
I don't know how you do
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
I think about you.
Amazing.
Look, when I come here and I think, oh, I'm tired. I'm thinking, well, come
Come
on,
on.
you know,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
Jen's like,
You've
Well,
kind of
and
set
Steve
the,
and Laura, all of them.
You've kind of said it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Jen's still going, and she's still
and
happy.
the other lady
and
too.
sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Carly,
Carly,
everybody's
Carly.
just, they're hanging in. If they can hang in, then I can totally.
Exactly.
I always feel that
Exactly.
way with the dancers. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
totally.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
I know.
because they are out there with bruised ribs and
Oh,
this and
yeah.
that, and they
Yeah,
just
stretch that and
And one of the guys, Jeffrey, I think is his name, was telling me that he had danced 5 hours before he came to, because they were doing other
a
things
rehearsal for something.
Unbelievable.
and rehearsing for something. He'd put in 5 hours already.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
And then
like
he comes
before
in
the performances.
full out show every
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
they have some stamina.
Yeah,
And
for
he
sure.
has severe knee injuries too.
Yeah.
Jeff has really bad knees.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, in
It's-
doing that, it's amazing.
yeah.
A lot of self-care involved
Yes.
for all of us. A lot
Yeah, exactly.
of
That's-
knowing, you know how you need to warm up, and like in between shows on a 2-show day, I'm steaming with my little steamer, and just the things that take care of you.
yeah.
Do you feel like doing the 8 shows a week as much as you have for all these years, has it built your stamina? Like, have you just
Yes.
figured out what you can do and what you can't do? I mean, because you guys have sung through being sick in the last few weeks, and I mean,
Oh, yeah, you were
we are
sick.
all in awe. Like, how
Jen,
do you do 8 shows a week being that sick?
Yeah.
Well,
Steve-
we were very
Steve
fortunate.
was sick.
Yeah, all
Norm
three
was
of
sick. And
us.
Matt, too, was sick. Too.
Oh,
Wasn't he at
No,
some
he
point?
was having for the first time in his life some reflux because he's
Oh,
really been
reflux.
enjoying the Chicago food.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I actually, with the pregnancy and the singing, little reflux.
Yeah.
But you can't. I try not to take too much stuff because
Right.
But the sickness, the head cold we had, thankfully it stayed a head cold. It all
Never
stayed
went
up
It didn't
down.
fall
here.
down. That's
So
Thank
we were
God.
really just very lucky. But yeah, I think over time it just builds up your stamina. Back in the day, I did theme park. Like in high
yeah,
school
yeah.
or like
Wow.
early college.
Six
Like
Flags kind of
like
things.
Six
Yeah.
Flags.
Oh.
So
Your
then
point,
you're doing
right?
like 6 shows a day. I mean, they're
Oh
half an
my
hour.
God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So yeah, I
No.
think it just
No.
No.
it's something
How
you
can
do
you
when you're
imagine?
young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Young
But
and
yeah.
foolish. Mhm.
Yeah, so I think I have
I'm
just learned.
I'm just gonna pause it and then come back into it again because